overlook when it comes to beauty. It's also a category that IT Cosmetics has pretty much owned here at QVC for the last few years. Their brow products have won Best Brow Product with our Customer Choice Beauty Awards for the last 5 years. This is their newest innovation, their newest formulation. Look at all of those shades, so there's something for everyone. This is a 266-442. If sold separately, it's $48 because each one of those would sell out at retail for $24 a piece. You're getting 2 of them for $29. You're also getting an easy pay plan, and then you're getting all of these shades. Do you want to take me through those shades real quickly,
yes.
Desiree, as we're kind of scanning through?
And we even have a shade chart for this one.
Great.
So what this is, it's your Brow Power Super Skinny, and it is now in shades. It's a waterproof formula, and if you are blonde, you want to go with the blonde. That's if you have platinum to dark blonde hair. The warm blonde is if you have light golden blonde hair through dark golden blonde hair. The universal taupe is the most popular shade. That'll be if you have dark blonde all the way through light brunette hair. The medium brown is if you have light to medium brunette hair. The dark brown is if you have dark brunette all the way through black hair. The universal auburn is for strawberry blonde to rich red hair, and that gray is if you have silver to salt and pepper hair, and it's waterproof.
So what's the secret with Brow Power?
Okay, so Brow Power is the #1 selling product in our entire line by a lot. It adheres to skin. It looks like real hair. It covers gray, and it doesn't come off until you take it off. And you loved it so, so much. You said, it's one shade, it works for everyone, but I want one that is specific to me. So that's what we did. We created Brow Power Super Skinny. We made it even smaller so it looks even more like real hair. I'll talk to you about that in just a second. And you now have shades to choose. So no matter what shade you choose, you're able to customize it for the perfect match to your hair color. And we call it Super Skinny because of the super skinny tip. So 1.4 millimeters. That's how big this tip is. And the reason why is because when you use your Brow Power Super Skinny, that 1.4 millimeter tip actually mimics the width of a real brow hair. So this is our latest innovation and technology in brow because it actually is designed to look like real hairs. It is so natural looking, and because it's waterproof, it'll stay put all day.
Well, we love that, right? Because whether it's warm weather and you're sweating a little bit, or you've tried other brow products and you feel like, oh gosh, when I just barely wipe my hand across my brow, I look at my hand and there it is. Ooh. This is going to be something that looks natural, which is important, whether you have a brow or not. You're trying to create the look of one, and then once it's in place, it stays there all day long. You're going to walk over to the ladies, or are you doing a demonstration here?
I have a before and after of my own, because you know, you were actually just talking about all the brow issues that a lot of us struggle with, right? You might have sparse brows, you might have missing brows, maybe you've lost the tail of your brows, or maybe you're like me and you over tweezed and they just never grew back. So you can see in my before and after, you know, you can see how my brows in the before are very sparse. There's no shape to them. Using your Brow Power Super Skinny, now I use the warm blonde, right? You use it when you get it home. Fine feathery strokes. Follow the shape of your brow. Use the brush on the other end to comb through. So if you have no brows, if you have lost your brows, whatever issue you have, this is how you get the look of natural brows. It doesn't ever look like they're drawn on. And because of that 1.4 millimeter tip, super, super natural, like actual brow hairs.
And what I love too is when you saw that before and after of Desiree, was that her eyes looked bigger and brighter once those brows were defined. Let's show you those shades again. And the universal taupe, if you're sort of like, I don't know, get the universal taupe. The harder you press on that, the darker it'll go. The lighter that you go with that, the softer the color will be. But if I want to be specific, why don't you take me through everything here, Desiree?
Blonde is if you have platinum to dark blonde hair. The warm blonde, that's the shade I was wearing. That's if you have light golden blonde to dark gold blonde hair. Universal taupe, most popular. So if you're dark blonde all the way through the middle of brunette, you want to go there. Medium brown, so that's if you have light to medium brunette hair. Dark brown is if you have dark brunette to black hair. Auburn, that's for if you have strawberry blonde hair or rich red hair. And then that gray is if you have silver and salt and pepper hair.
Do I ever have to sharpen these?
No, they're automatic. It does all the work for you, and that point will stay sharp and fine every single time you use it. You're going to see Luann. She's going to do a demonstration live. She's also wearing the universal blonde. I'm wearing the warm blonde. She's wearing the universal blonde, which would be if you have more of a platinum blonde hair. You can see how she left a portion of her brow undone. Do you see that? A lot of us have sparseness to our brows. What she's going to do, when you get this home, you take your Brow Power Super Skinny. All you do is twist it up, fine feathery strokes. You don't even have to know what you're doing because it adheres to skin. It looks like real hair. It's designed to look like real hair. You don't have to do any special technique. And when you see at the end, she's gonna flip it around and she's gonna use that spoolie on the other end to comb through. Why that's important is because that's what gives it that soft, natural looking finish. And you really, really can't be skipping your brows. Our brows, your brows, are the only feature on your face that give you your frame of symmetry. So if you're not doing your brows, or you're doing them with a product that's just okay, or it's not the right color, you are truly robbing yourself of your most beautiful you. And you can see in the before, Luann's brows are very sparse, but in the after, look at how easy it was to really get the look of natural, full-looking brows.
And natural is what I think is so important here. You know, when we work with all of these different models and they have all their brows done, there's never a time where I look at their face where I'm like, ooh, those don't look real. You know,
Right.
it always looks natural, it always looks pretty, and it always makes such a difference, doesn't it, when you see that before and after. We've sold over 170,000 of these since this first debuted. The brow category, again, the Brow Power itself, not necessarily the skinny version, but the Brow Power itself has been a Customer Choice Award winner for the last 5 years. This is nominated this year. Again, you're loving that skinnier point because it makes it even more natural, makes it look even more like hair. Here is Miss Joanne, and I'm assuming, is she in which shade? Is she in the gray?
She is. She's in that beautiful universal gray. And you know, you can see Joanne in the before. She actually has beautiful brow hair in the before, but because it's gray, you can barely
can't
see it.
Right.
This is the quickest and easiest way to look younger, to look pulled together, to look your most beautiful. Just by doing your brows, you can instantly make yourself look 10 years younger from this. And Joanne always says 20, because that's the thing. If you have time for one thing before you walk out the door, it has to be your brows, because that is how you transform your face and instantly look pulled together and you're most beautiful. Joanne was in the gray. Marissa is wearing the universal taupe.
Okay.
And really, if you're not sure what shade to pick, go with the universal taupe. If you have scar tissue, I know a lot of women struggle with having scars in the brow area. So does Marissa. She's filling that scar tissue in using the Brow Power Super Skinny because it adheres to skin. It looks like real hair. And it's going to give you that soft, natural looking finish. And because it's waterproof, you never have to worry that it'll wipe off throughout the day.
When you see Marissa's before, I mean, Marissa has some brows, but it's like they need to be just like saturated a little bit more, right? They need like a little bit of depth to them, and that's exactly what this pencil does. So we've shown you sort of all extremes, whether you have very little brow hair, maybe you have brow hair, but it's gray, you can't see it. You have some brow hair, you just like it to be more defined. Maybe you have that scar where there's some bare spots in your brows. This is the product that's going to be your problem solver, and stay on the line if you're dialing in for this. We'll show you that shade chart one more time so you can make your selection. If you're not sure, maybe do that universal taupe, and again, the harder you press, the darker it'll go, but here's the full range of all of your shades. Desiree, if you want to take us through.
Sure. The blonde is if you have platinum to dark blonde hair. The warm blonde is if you have golden blonde hair through dark golden blonde hair. Universal taupe, the most popular. If you don't know where to go with the universal taupe. That'll take you, if you have dark blonde hair, all the way through the middle of brunette. We also have the auburn, so if you have strawberry blonde hair, red hair, and then that gray is if you have salt and pepper, silver hair. That works for you too.
Stay on the line if you're dialing in. You're watching IT Cosmetics. We're also simulcasting our show, or streaming it, as they say, over on Facebook Live at Jill Bauer QVC. If you have any questions, I'll try to get to those. I'm going to scan through here. A 254513 is also coming up. This is the super size of the Tight Line Full Lash Black Mascara Primer. A lot of you use this as your main mascara. You're getting 3 of these, so it's a really nice value, and it's a 254513. Also on Easy Pay. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. All right, lots of friends saying hi. And we're going to be spending some time now talking about a product that